Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is a wild, crazy day in the soap world, and honestly, I am still processing everything that just went down. Let's just jump straight into the recap for July 24 because there is a whole lot of drama to unpack here today. So let's start at the Forrester mansion because wow, just wow. We all knew the tension between Brooke and Katie was building up to a massive explosion, especially after Katie tried to poach Hope a while back, but I don't think any of us expected it to get this ugly this fast. Brooke literally cornered Katie and just let her have it. I mean, she completely went scorched earth on her own sister. Brooke looked Katie dead in the eyes and accused her of selling her soul to the Spencer family. Selling her soul? I know Brooke can be dramatic, but that is a heavy accusation even for her. And she didn't just stop there. She actually told Katie that she is no longer a part of Brooke's family. Just let that sink in for a second. Brooke disowning Katie. We have seen these Logan sisters fight over men, over business, over literally everything for decades, but this felt so final. Or maybe it just felt final in the moment because, let's be real, they always end up making up eventually, right? But Brooke was so cold today. She made it crystal clear that she has zero intention of making peace. No forgiveness, no olive branches, nothing. And honestly, maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooke here, but she is acting like she is the absolute moral authority of Los Angeles right now. But then again, Katie did start this whole corporate war, so maybe she deserves it? I don't know. I keep changing my mind. I actually feel bad for Katie. Wait, no, I don't. She brought this on herself. And you know how Katie gets when she feels cornered. She panics. So because Brooke completely shut her down and basically kicked her out of the family, Katie decides her next best move is to go crying to Eric. Because of course she does. Eric has always been the softie when it comes to the Logan women. Katie is probably thinking she can use Eric to mediate, to somehow fix this massive mess she created. So she goes to him, and she starts off by apologizing for Will. Remember that whole messy scuffle Will got into with Jay recently? Yeah, Katie brings that up, trying to play the apologetic, humble mother, hoping Eric will take pity on her and help resolve the family feud. But Eric is not having it. And honestly, good for him. It is about time somebody in that family stood their ground against the constant Logan manipulation. They start discussing the past, which apparently is going to bleed over into Friday's episode too, but they get into the whole history of Eric's time at Logan. Katie tries to remind him of the good times, you know? She brings up how it was actually Eric's idea to help her launch the Logan fashion house in the first place. He was the one who offered to design their first big collection. She is really trying to play on his nostalgia and his ego. She wants him to remember how close they were and how much he helped her. But Katie completely misread the room. Like, entirely. Because bringing up those designs was the absolute worst thing she could have done. Instead of getting nostalgic, Eric just gets mad. Really, really mad. Because he remembers exactly what happened after he decided to return to Forrester Creations. Katie didn't just let him go peacefully. She kept his designs. She used Eric's own designs against his will to profit her own company. She basically stole his intellectual property and justified it by saying business is business. And Eric has not forgotten that betrayal. So instead of forgiving her or agreeing to talk to Brooke, Eric just unleashes on her. He gets so angry, and he makes it abundantly clear that there is no forgiveness coming from him either. None. So now Katie is completely isolated. Brooke hates her. Eric is furious with her. And she is just standing there realizing that her ruthless business tactics have literally cost her her family. What were the writers thinking making Katie this isolated? It's kind of brilliant, but also so hard to watch. Who actually believes this is going to end well for her? Nobody. She is on an island right now. And speaking of people on an island, let's talk about Will. Oh my God, you guys. The scenes at the beach house were just depressing. Just absolutely gut-wrenching. Will is in a really, really bad place. Electra is gone. Like, gone forever. All that fighting with R. Jay, all the drama with Ivy's intercepted letter, all the scheming, and what did it get him? Nothing. He lost the girl. And now he is just drowning in his own misery. Will is pacing around the beach house, looking like he hasn't slept in days, and he is dangerously close to a total drunken breakdown. I mean, the guy is practically holding a bottle and staring into the abyss. It is so sad to see a Spencer looking this defeated. Usually they are so arrogant and full of themselves, but Will is just broken. He is grieving the loss of Electra, and you can feel the pain radiating off the screen. I almost wanted to reach through the TV and tell him to put the drink down. The writers are really pushing him to the edge here. It makes you wonder if we are about to get a full-blown addiction storyline for Will. That would be intense, but I wouldn't put it past them. But then, just when Will is about to completely lose it, who shows up? Dylan. Yep. Dylan just magically appears at the beach house to comfort him. And, okay, let's talk about Dylan for a second, because I have a lot of thoughts. A few weeks ago, she was the noble one, right? She literally packed up her stuff and moved out of the beach house because she didn't want to get in the way of Will and Electra. She played the supportive, selfless friend. But now that Electra is out of the picture forever, Dylan is suddenly right back at his door. She walks in, sees that he is a complete stressed-out mess, sees that he is on the verge of a drunken crisis, and she steps in to be his savior. She starts comforting him, talking him down, encouraging him. And on the surface, it looks really sweet. It looks like she is just being a good friend. But let's be real here for a second. We all know what is actually going on. Dylan is totally using this opportunity. She is comforting him about the breakup and the family chaos, but she is clearly, obviously hoping that she can convince him to move on with her. She wants a future with Will. She has always wanted Will. And now that the competition is gone, she is swooping in. Is it opportunistic? Absolutely. Is it a little bit manipulative to go after a guy when he is literally crying into his whiskey? Yeah, kinda. But honestly, I don't even hate it. I really don't. Because Dylan and Will actually have chemistry, unlike him and Electra, who were just exhausting to watch. Electra was always so stuck up anyway. So maybe Dylan being a little bit of a vulture right now is exactly what Will needs to snap out of his depression. Okay, that sounded really toxic, but you get what I mean. This is a soap opera. We live for the messy rebounds. So Dylan is just sitting there rubbing his back, telling him everything is going to be okay, while secretly planning their wedding in her head. It's hilarious, but also kind of sweet in a very twisted B&B kind of way. I just hope Will doesn't resent her later when he wakes up and realizes she took advantage of his heartbreak. Or maybe he will just be grateful. Who knows with these characters anymore? And when you zoom out and look at the whole picture today, it is just chaos everywhere. The older generation is tearing each other apart in mansions and boardrooms. Brooke is acting like a mob boss, disowning people. Eric is holding grudges like a champion. Katie is realizing that playing dirty in business means you die alone. And then you have the younger generation at the beach house just crying and drinking and plotting their messy little rebounds. It fits the show's usual style perfectly, but it also feels a bit darker right now. The consequences feel heavier. Like Katie actually looks terrified that she has lost her sister for good. Will actually looks like he might not recover from this heartbreak easily. It's not just the usual "we will forgive each other by Friday" vibe. The writers are actually letting these characters sit in their misery for a minute, and as much as I am complaining about it, I am also totally glued to the screen. So yeah, that is where we are at. A completely fractured Logan family, a furious Eric Forrester, a heartbroken Spencer, and a very opportunistic Dylan. I cannot wait to see how Katie tries to dig herself out of this massive hole tomorrow, because she is running out of allies fast. And I really need to see if Will actually kisses Dylan or if he just passes out on the couch. Honestly, it could go either way. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I being too hard on Katie? Is Dylan a genius or a snake? Let's argue about it.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.